Hey guys, it's Kytails. So I recently started playing Bloodborne and I became determined to save the little Yarnum girl at the window. And before you say there are no good endings to this quest, hear me out because I think I've put together a very compelling argument as to what I think is the closest you can get to a good ending for this quest. So, this quest starts out by you talking to the little Yarnum girl at the window, and she tells you that her mother has gone missing after she left the house searching for her father.
Scared. Really? Oh, thank you.
She tells you that you will recognize her mother because she wears a beautiful red jeweled brooch, and she gives you a music box so that you can return it to her. And this music box is something that the mother would play to the father to help him remember.
And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mom's so silly running off without it.
The girl's pop is none other than Father Gascoigne, who unfortunately we have to fight later. But before that, you can summon Gascoigne as a helper to assist you with the Cleric Beast battle. To either assist you or to help carry the battle as you run away compulsively trying to heal yourself. I tried to see if bringing Gascoigne to the window and interacting with a girl would give some different dialogue. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any kind of visual response and she doesn't have any kind of difference in her dialogue. He is also unaffected by the music box. When you play it for him, he doesn't make a sound or laugh or do anything. So I was kind of bummed there seemed to be no interaction between these items. But he is affected by the music box while you are in battle with him, of course. When he fully goes into beast mode and you play the music box, he clutches his head in pain. After you defeat him, you find the body of his wife, Viola, deceased, on a rooftop right next to the battle arena. And on her body you find the red jeweled brooch, confirming that this is indeed the little girl's mother. After you return to the little girl and you give her her mother's brooch, she falls into despair at recognizing it, and that effectively ends the dialogue with her. And if you try and talk to her after that point, she just cries.
Leave me alone.
If you don't give her the brooch, she will then prompt you as to asking if she should go somewhere and look for them. And you can send her to Oedon Chapel or Iosefka's clinic.
Miss Hunter. Yes, okay. Thank you, Miss Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
If you either give her the brooch or you tell her to go to Oedon Chapel, if you return to the sewer underneath Yarnum and you kill the pig, you will find on its body a red messenger ribbon. The ribbon is stained with blood, and the implication here is that the pig ate whoever was wearing this ribbon. Now, if you send her to Iosefka's clinic, she will still leave the house, and Iosefka will tell you that, oh, she's in good hands now. Don't worry about her. She's safe. She's fine.
She's safe with me now. I presume you're to thank? The treatment is going well. Stabilized, for the most part. Fascinating, really.
And afterward, once you unlock the shortcut to go back into Iosefka's clinic, you find out that she's doing experiments turning people into these celestial beings, these kind of like deflated mushrooms. And you find the little girl wandering the halls here. And when you kill her, she drops a rune. Now, before someone says, oh, well, what if it's a good ending to let her just exist as this celestial creature? These guys aren't happy. A happy creature does not attack you like this. These things are clearly, they have a miserable existence. So whether you give her the brooch, or you send her to the chapel or the clinic, she essentially dies in each of these scenarios, and none of these are a happy ending for her. After defeating Rom and triggering the Blood Moon phase, if you return to the window in Yharnam, you now find the lights on, and when you interact with it, you get a response from the older sister of the little girl, and she is very distraught, telling you how her little sister left the house and she can't find her, and you'd recognize her because she wears a big white ribbon.
Okay then. But if you do see her, would you give me word? She's a small girl with a big white ribbon. My good little sister.
This, of course, is the ribbon that we found on the pig, confirming that yes, indeed, that was the little girl who died.
At least I'll have something to remember her by.
But as soon as you walk away from the window, she becomes a lot more sinister and creepy.
Perfect ribbon. And now it's mine. I can't wait to try it on. Oh, it's wonderful.
It's very obvious that this older sister didn't really care about the little girl and just wanted her white ribbon. When you reload the area and you climb down the ladder next to the window, you find the dead body of little girl, and on the body is a white messenger ribbon, which is a variation of the red messenger ribbon, but without all of the blood. So this creepy sister has taken the blood-stained ribbon, cleaned it, washed it, and wore it. But if we rewind all of this and go back to the little girl before you give her the brooch and before you send her away, what happens if you don't give her the brooch and you withhold information instead of telling her to go to the clinic or the chapel?
Waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Miss Hunter? Yes, I see. I can wait. I won't be afraid. I know. I do. The morning always comes.
If you trigger the night phase and you haven't given her the brooch or sent her away, she has different dialogue.
Come home. I'm alone. I'm scared.
It then prompts you to give her the brooch again, and you can also refuse to do that. Now, at some point during the night, she will eventually disappear from the window and the lights will go out. After the Blood Moon phase, if you haven't given her the brooch and you haven't sent her to the chapel or the clinic, if you kill the pig in the sewer, it only drops a blood vial and it doesn't drop the red messenger ribbon. And at this point in the game, after you trigger the Blood Moon phase, that is when the creepy sister at the window originally appears. So if the red ribbon was going to appear, it would be at this point. And if you go back to the little girl's window and you look down the ladder, you can see that the body of the other sister is no longer there. So now we have a timeline in which there is no red messenger ribbon and there is no creepy sister at the bottom of the ladder. So in my headcanon, the little girl is still inside at this point because you haven't sent her away and she hasn't left of her own accord. The fireplace burned out and she basically cried herself to sleep. That is what makes the most sense for me, and thus that is why I think this is the best ending. Now someone might think, well, what if the creepy sister just killed her because she was there and she took the bow? First of all, I don't think this girl was her sister. I don't think she actually lived in the house. I think she was a neighbor girl who lived down the stairs and down the alley in the house across the way, because this house you can actually interact with at the beginning of the game, and you have a woman saying, "I'm not opening the door. Don't try and trick me." And on the door you can actually see there is a carving of a bow, so I don't know if that is a hint. Also, their lantern is fresh out of incense, so you know that they're probably going crazy. And after you trigger the night phase and you come back to the door, thus kind of solidifying my theory that everyone in this house eventually goes crazy, including the little neighbor girl. The Yarnum girl also never mentions having a sister. She only mentions having a granddad, which we can assume is Henrik. But you'd think if she had a sister, she would have mentioned her. So if this creepy neighbor girl's whole intent was to come over to this house and grab her white ribbon, if the little girl was there and she killed her and grabbed her white ribbon, theoretically, we would still see her body at the bottom of the stairs, because that was always her intent. Get the ribbon and leave the house. And that's just confirmed by seeing her body at the bottom of the stairs with the ribbon. That is why I think not giving her the brooch and not sending her to the clinic or the chapel is technically the best ending, the good ending for this quest, because there is actually no proof that she is dead. You never see the red messenger ribbon if you refuse to give her the brooch and you refuse to send her away. And before someone says, well, that's not really the good ending, you're just not interacting with her, you're not actually finishing the quest, I think that you are. I think the choice of not giving her the brooch and withholding information are options. They're as valuable as an option as telling her to leave or giving her the brooch. It gives you a choice. So withholding the information is a choice. And in fact, the game gives you a second chance to do this after the night phase. It asks you one more time. It prompts you to tell her one more time about the brooch. So you essentially have another chance to do this. And if you do not give her the brooch, you are indeed making a choice. That is my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I think this is officially the good ending by you not telling her anything and sparing her either way of either just breaking her heart or sending her to her death or turning her into a alien blob. This is the best ending by not telling her anything and just letting the light go out. So yeah, that's my video. If you guys have any theories or rebuttals, I'd love to hear them. And if you want me to cover any other quest lines in Bloodborne, let me know. This was fun to work on. Thanks so much for watching, and a special thank you to my lovely channel members, Doomsday Zen, James Flack, Twisted Bishop, Alexander Jojo, Poppy Hala, Solomon, and Joey. I appreciate you guys, and if you would like to become a channel member, then you can sign up on my page. It basically just goes towards my Adobe subscription fees. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye!